Hello, this is the Mousey Makes podcast, and I'm Helen, and I live in Durham in the northeast of England, and it's lovely to have you here. If you're a new subscriber, you're very, very welcome. It's lovely to have you, and to everybody else who's been watching for a little while, welcome back. Today I'm going to try not to chat for quite so long at the start, just because I'm trying to, because I'm doing a weekly podcast, I'm trying not to make it really much longer than 20 minutes. And yeah, I overstepped that a bit last week, although I had lots to tell you. So, but we'll try and make this one slightly shorter. So I told you last time about a couple of sort of, I don't know whether you call them challenges or what, that I'm taking part in. One on Instagram, which is the Enchanted Forest Make Along, which I'm having such a lot of fun with. And I promise I will update you on that next time. And the other one is a sort of a YouTube podcasters challenge, and that was to decide or to declare 6 things that you really wanted to make and that you would try and get made this year. So last time I said what my makes were, and just a very, very brief update on that, and I'll tell you a little bit more next week, because obviously it's only a week since I sort of decided on the things. But what I have done is chosen some yarn for the Nuuk short sleeved sweater that I decided to make, and that I have chosen not the actual yarn in the pattern, but I found a good alternative, which is the Cascade Yarns 220 Superwash, which hopefully you can see a picture of now. I really love this colour. I didn't have any green clothes in my wardrobe, and I love the colour green. So I've decided to remedy that by having this kind of greenish, well, it's a real mixture of colours, as you can see. But anyway, so that's going to be a greenish top. In fact, the colour is called Camo. So, yeah, which presumably means camouflage. So I'll be camouflaged when I go out for my walks. Though. Anyway, so I have got as far as knitting a swatch. Well, I think that's the first time I've ever knitted a swatch, because I don't often knit garments for myself. Well, very, very rarely. I might have done once before, twice maybe. Yeah, I haven't really done much garment knitting. I just stick to, gloves, mitts, hats, towels, things like that. Anyway, so I've knitted a swatch. And last Christmas, my daughter gave me this thing for putting swatches in to see if you've got the right size. Also gives you needle sizes there. And I was so excited when I'd blocked my square, and it just fitted so neatly into the centre. It just fitted perfectly, ready for starting that sweater. So that's that. And the only other one from the 6 makes that I've started is the socks that I'm going to do, which, well, I've knitted the cuff and that's it. So I'll not bother showing you that this week. Hopefully by next week I might have got a little bit further with that. Although with so many projects on the go, I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And actually, I followed my own advice from last week, and I have, in my bullet journal, I have a page which I'm using for tracking what I'm doing, so that I can tick off when I've started, when I've got about halfway through, and then nearly there, and then when I've finished, just to keep me on track, so I can just look at that page and see where I am with each project. So I think that's about it for projects for the moment. A couple of episodes ago, I think it was, I showed you the books that were on the top shelf of my craft room bookshelves behind me here, and I know a few of you enjoyed that. So I'm going to do the second top shelf today. So I'm just going to go and get the books down and talk you through the books that are on that shelf. Who knows what we'll find? I don't even know. Okay, here we are. Right then, let's have a look through this pile of books from the second top bookshelf. And the first one is a colouring book, Zen Colouring, which is very nice, but I haven't done anything in it. There we go. And we have a book of sketching with watercolour pencils, which again has got lots of tips on things to do, but I have not done any of it yet. Okay, oh, this is, I'm just showing you everything that I've taken off the shelf, and this is a calendar from Yarndale 2016. There we go. Not really a book, is it? I don't know why it's on the shelf. This one is one that you might remember me showing you before if you've watched some of previous podcasts. It's a really lovely doodle book where it gives you a bit of work of art from, you know, famous artist, and it gives you a little bit of a starting place. I can find any that I've done. Yeah, I've got lots left to do. Let's go back. Yeah, that Kandinsky one. Yeah, so I really love that book, and I do use it from time to time. Next one, the complete book of sewing shortcuts. Right, this book is one that I would like to use, but I haven't actually done this kind of sewing. So I have no idea whether I could recommend it or not, how useful it is. But there we go, it is on my shelf in case I need a sewing shortcut. Right, a book of origami. Over 30 simple projects, it says. Well, I don't know about you, but there's very few origami shapes that you can make that are simple. Although these ones don't look too bad. But yeah, anyway, origami book. And this one, the pencil playbook, 44 exercises for mesmerising, making and marking and making magical art with your pencil. Lots of nice alliteration there. Have I used this? No. Oh dear. I think I've got too many drawing books. Or I haven't spent enough time doing drawing. Looks really good though. Oh well. Yes. Next one is a knitting book. Knitted animal scarves, mitts and socks. Yeah, I don't think I've actually made any of those. It's lovely though. I like those hedgehog mitts on the front there. Oh well, sometime. Oh, here's another book of origami. Encyclopedia of Origami. So this has got some very tricky things in. Oh, look, there's a half-made star. Yeah, whoa, look at that. Yeah, it is a fun thing to do though. Colouring book, a magical Christmas colouring book, and an Animal Kingdom book. I think I have dipped into both of those because I do like these colouring in books. It's just I have, yeah, plenty to keep me occupied with them there. And now another knitting book. Oh, I really love this book. This is one of my favourite books. And if I was having to select just a small number to keep, this would be one of them. So I really, really love these. I don't know if there's I've made lots of the things out of here. I don't know if there's an index of pictures that I have made. Yeah, I've made the cat. I've made lots of snakes. I've made lots of these birds. Lots of these birds. I'm not showing too much of the patterns here. And yeah, there we go. What else have I made from here? I've made the hens. Made those as a gift for somebody who just got hens for the first time. And aren't they lovely? Oh, I don't think I've made the guinea pigs. But they're very nice, aren't they? Rabbits. I haven't actually made those rabbits either, but I've definitely made the kitten there. Oh, look at him. He's gorgeous. I did use that kind of yarn. It had a really nice effect. Yeah, and a little mouse, tortellini tortoise. Oh, maybe I haven't made him either. Made a puppy. And oh, I've made a few of these rats. Oh, yeah, it's lovely, that book. I could definitely recommend that book if you like making knitted toys. Right, let's see what next. Oh, I'll just put them in a slightly different order because we've got this one, Making Peg Dolls. Really lovely book. I had a phase of making peg dolls for a while, and I've made lots and lots of the things out of here. I sold quite a few. Oh, look at those with the acorn caps. I sold quite a few when I used to do the odd craft fair. I used to use them in school when I was a teacher for as kind of story props and things. Really lovely. So there is a second volume of that, Making Peg Dolls, and more. Yeah, that's got some extra things in it apart from just peg dolls. Can't remember what exactly. Oh, there we go. Look, for example, a fairy garden pincushion. Ooh, maybe I should make that. Oh, I could make some of my wooden pegs into little fairies, couldn't I? For the enchanted forest. That's an idea. Right. And here is a very old book. How to make flowers with Denison crepe paper. Well, I know what crepe paper is. And this is really quite an old book, as you can see. Not quite sure where it came from. It was a colour picture. It's incredible what you can do with crepe paper. I'm sure there was a colour picture in it somewhere. There we go, look. Look at those. Those really made from crepe paper? It's incredible. Look at those roses. Wow. Wow. Don't know if they turn out like that if I try, but you never know. Here's another old book with a lovely name. Look at that. Paper Twisting and Crumpling for Infants and Younger Juniors. 2 and 6 it cost, apparently, one time. And yeah, it's got some cute things in it. What did I see before? A Humpty Dumpty. Look, Humpty Dumpty. Oh, that's lovely. Could still use that today, though. Yeah, maybe I'll try it out on my nieces. Right, this is a knitting book, Knitting 24/7. It has got some lovely things in it, actually. I've done some of the things from here, so it has been partly used. So mostly garments in here, and quite a lot of small ones and some bigger ones too, which I haven't made. I've just made the smaller ones. Okay, and yeah, another book that I like. One of the things I like about this one, I think, well, it's a while since I did anything out of it. Oh, look at that egg cosy. Little jumper. It's got quite a variety of things in, but I like it. One reason I like this book is because it's got it's interspersed with other things. For example, this is a list of films that feature knitting in them, and there's a few random places where it gives you different kind of information. It's a little bit like a magazine. Yeah, so I like the kind of extras in that book, and it has got some nice patterns in it too. Alright, okay, this one here, 201 Knitting Motifs, Blocks, Projects and Ideas. I have, yeah, so it's got things like this. Charts for making letters, embroidering. So it's really, really lovely, and I haven't made really very much use of it at all yet. Definitely something I would like to come back to, though. I'd like to try all these different squares. Yeah, very nice. Very nice, but not used yet. And then I have the matching one, written by somebody else, and they are crochet motifs, blocks, projects and ideas. So exactly the same kind of thing. Very useful, actually. I have used this one if I wanted to try some different squares or shapes. So, yeah, good little book, that one. Right, here's a very nice book that I've bought and which I have to confess I haven't read yet. I read a review on it and I just have not dipped into that at all, so I can't tell you whether that is any good. Maybe you've read it and you know it's good. You can tell me about it, but I will actually get around to reading that, and then no doubt I will tell you about it. Right, this one here, Yarn 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 it's called. This is crochet and knitting, which is more unusual, isn't it, to have knitting and crocheting inside one book. It's very colourful end papers. Whoops, got a pencil in it. And yeah, I think it's mostly, those are nice, aren't they, those bottle covers? Mostly small projects. Although that's a nice rug there, isn't it? Crocheted rug. Although I don't like so much using big thick crochet hooks. It makes my wrist hurt. Oh, I've definitely made quite a lot of things out of this book. Knitted animal cozies. One Christmas I made lots of people hot water bottle covers. I made that fox one there. And yeah, I made a few of the others. We've got mug cozies in here. Egg cozies, not surprisingly. Tea cozies. And then more egg cozies. Lots of tea cozies. All animal ones. Sorry, I don't know if I'm showing you this very well. Oh, look at that sheep coffee pot cozy. Oh, there's the... Oh yes, I made this piglet hot water bottle cozy. And there's a penguin one somewhere that I made. There we go. There's the penguin one that I made. So very nice. Oh yeah, and I've made this. If you've seen my podcast with the craft room tour in it, you'll have seen this, my stool with the tortoise cover on it. Oh yes, I made one of these. So yeah, they're lovely patterns and lots of fun things in that book. Right, and here, this is a book that was gifted to me, a Kath Kidston sewing book. And I have to say, I haven't used it. It comes with patterns at the back and some templates. So it looks a pretty nice book. All kinds of things that you can make with Kath Kidston fabric. Or any other fabric for that matter. But I haven't been using the sewing machine really all that much. So, oh, here's a couple of books which I have just got here. These are children's books which I've used for when I've had my nieces staying with me when they were a bit younger actually, but they might be a bit old for this now. Ideas of things to make from paper and card and pictures to draw. So nice books though, I like them. Here we go. Here's another book that I've used quite a lot. I used to run the Handicrafts Club when I was a teacher in school, and so I've used a few of these ideas from here and with my nieces. So yeah, nice one. I like the website Red Ted Art. I've got lots of ideas from there in the past. Right, here is one. Oh dear, this is another one that I have bought and not done anything from. So I like the idea of it. Kerry Lord, who does the Toft animals and things, lovely animals, but these are all dolls. And this is a lovely book which is, you can mix and match the heads and bodies, lower half. So you just choose, you just do your pattern from whichever bit you want. Isn't that lovely? It's a bit original. Oh, okay, there we go, that's the basic head and body. So very nice. So hopefully I'll get around to doing something out of there, but haven't yet. Okay, nearly done. Another colouring book. This is probably the first one that I ever had, I think, Enchanted Forest. So I think I have done some of this book, I think. I can't see. I wouldn't necessarily have done it from the start. Anyway, that is lovely. It is a really nice one. And almost finally, I've got a couple of Sue Stratford books here. First one is Knitted Cats and Kittens, and I have made some of these as gifts. which was my favourite one. I know which was my favourite one. It's a really fluffy one. Hope I can find it quickly. Where is he? Oh, I should have just looked in the index. Oh, there he is. Look at him. Floppy Moggy, and he is really, really floppy. It was a labour of love. I made it for my sister, and using that furry yarn in black was not the most enjoyable experience, I have to say, but the finished result was absolutely lovely. If you can see that in the light without me showing too much of the pattern. There we go. Oh, that is lovely. And as I said, I've got two Strapper books there because I've got the one on dogs and puppies as well, which I've only made one or two from here, but that, again, lovely patterns in here for dogs. Oh, and the last one from that bookshelf is this one, a little book on needle felting, little felted animals. Well, now that I've had a go at it, and my daughter was here a little while ago, I might have a go at looking at this book. Oh, look at those little rabbits. They are cute. Oh, a little bird there, part of a bird. Oh yes, I'll have to take a revisit to this book, I think. So, there we go. That is the second top bookshelf finished. Right, well, we're going to go into the kitchen now to make something else that I really like to bake from time to time. And that's something called a tea loaf. So you may be very familiar with tea loaves and make lots of them, but and just in case you're not really sure what a tea loaf is, it's kind of a cross between bread and a cake, and it's often thought to have originated in Yorkshire, but it's found all over the UK, I think. And in fact, when I was doing a little bit of research on tea loaves, just to check my facts before I told you things that weren't true, but I actually found that that in Ireland they have exactly the same thing, which basically seems to be like a tea loaf, but it's called brack. Or at least the picture that I saw of the brack wasn't quite like a tea loaf. But the confusion comes because in the Biro book, where I get my recipe from, the recipe for brack, which is the one I'm doing today, is basically what I consider a tea loaf. And so, yeah. So anyway, my understanding of what a tea loaf is that you soak some dried fruit, so sultanas, raisins, currants, in hot tea and sugar, and you leave it overnight so that the fruit plumps up really nicely, and then all you add after that is egg and flour. I've used self-raising flour, but you can use normal flour and then just put some raising agent in it as well. Yeah, so it has no fat in it, so that's quite good. And when you've baked it, then you generally, the normal thing, I think, well, at least normal for me, is to slice it up and then put butter on it and eat it like that. So a bit like a slice of bread. And it's absolutely yummy. Really, really nice. So if you've made one before and you haven't made one for ages, you might like to have a go. And if you haven't tried it before, definitely worth having a go at making a tea loaf or brack. Apparently in Ireland it's a traditional thing to have at Halloween, and a bit like the, I think, English tradition, is it, of in the Christmas pudding, where they used to put wrap in paper, sixpence or other little things, a kind of lucky charm that, see who finds the lucky sixpence or whatever. In Ireland at Halloween, they wrap little things that they put into the brack or tea loaf, and that kind of, foretells your future depending on what little thing you get. So that was interesting. I didn't know that before. So anyway, let's go off to the kitchen. Righto then, I think that's me for today. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. I look forward very much to you joining me again soon. If you haven't subscribed already, you can click on subscribe and the notifications bell so that you know whenever I bring out a podcast. Although I've been quite good this year in that it's just I've managed to always get one out on a Monday. So, you know, you can have a look on a Monday. Or I think actually in the States, you get it on Sunday evening. So, until I see you again, take care and keep busy. And I will see you again soon. Okay, bye.